please call roll?
Trustee Paulsen. Here. Trustee Hacker. Here. Trustee Elena.
Here.
Supervisor Perkins.
Here. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Any audience participation or any comments? Hearing none. Budget workshop and discussion. Okay. We're going to start off by this sheet right here. The general, this starts at the very top, is general town fund. With the balance as of 1/31/22. That's what the balance is $1,204,000.16 and $16.68. Still need to pay all February's bills, still need to pay all March bills with that money. Then we're gonna, the money that's due to come in, replacement taxes, tax abatements, total revenues are expected to come in from 2022 then, or from taxes, is gonna be $642,000. Why can't I talk today? $642,400. So total funds will be available to us to pay everything for April 2022 through March 31st, 2023. It's going to be $1,846,416. Does that make sense? You guys, I'm messing up the numbers here. I know. I'm sorry. I want to make sure you guys can understand that. So,
Makes sense. Can I ask a question?
of course,
Okay, they, the tax abatement, I see that $500,000,
yes.
I've seen it before. Can you explain it to me, like what's going on? Because this was from before we were sworn in.
Yes, in May of last year, the board voted to do $500,000 tax abatement back to the taxpayers. And that passed and went to the county to do it, once that passed, it went to the county to start the process on that happening. So that would be taken out this year.
So it's gonna be, so it's not gonna be a check sent out to people, it'll be
No.
showing up on people's bills? Tax bills?
Correct.
Okay. And what happens if somebody's moved or something, or sold their house? I mean, are we responsible for that or anything, or?
Not at all.
Well, basically, I'll explain a little bit more in depth. So the tax levy for 2022 was approved, I believe it was in December.
Yes.
So that goes to the county, and then they basically take $500,000 out of that. So they'll only be taxing this current tax bill will be for $500,000 less than what we levied.
Okay.
So that way, there's no issues of, people that paid and getting money back and all that kind of stuff. It's just going forward.
So it doesn't, there's not a separate line that says abatement?
No, it'll just show up as, and normally you'll see, in Winfield Township average, say $60, even, right? Then now it would be $30 if,
Got
just
it.
for
Got it.
number purposes.
Right.
But
Right, got it, thank you.
That makes sense.
Oh, you know what, the other thing too, I see this rental income all the time. What are we renting out that we have income on?
Rental donations income.
Yeah.
Sometimes people donate things or give money towards, hold on one second. I have it in there, in the past they've done it, I have it in there just in case they do it.
But what do you mean,
sometimes-
who's doing what? I don't understand. Do you-
And they give money towards
Yeah, where are we getting the income from?
This,
bus services sometimes, as well as, but sometimes it comes in, that, the bus service is miscellaneous income, sorry.
I
Let
think
me
it's,
double check on that.
for
Let me
what,
double
what I
check.
was aware of for that information was they, in case there was any, letting another township,
Yeah.
or utilizing our services in another township, like the bus, for example, with the COVID, when we were driving the bus over, and, things like that, in case there's any revenue coming in on
Yeah.
that source, we have a line item to accept any income there, but that's not.
It's more
like
like
That's-
mutual aid then?
Pretty much.
Kind of, but it, yes,
well,
yes,
that's $20,000 is a lot of money just in case.
right.
Do we have, is that based on past years?
What's this income? This isn't an expense.
I know, that's a revenue,
Yeah.
It's
right?
a revenue to have, is,
So
we get that every
we're
year.
counting that we're bringing in 20 grand, and if we haven't brought in 20 grand, we're gonna be $20,000 short.
correct.
So I'd like to see like previous years, and you can, email that to me if you want to. I'd like to see what that rental income or donations has been previous years, instead of just counting on 20,000, because that's a lot of money.
It's on this.
But that's a revenue and
Yeah.
expenditures report as
It goes
well.
all the way back to 2016, it's been 20,000 all the way across.
Mhm.
But I mean, where are we getting the money from?
Right.
I'd like to see where we're getting the money from, not just the dollars, because,
Well, yeah, because it all seems odd, like it's, because if it's not a fixed rental income, then it might be 19, might be 15, why is it 20 straight
could be
across?
12, could be 23,
Not
yeah.
sure why.
It sounds like you're renting out a certain space every time.
You guys also got the
Right.
revenue and expenditures report as well.
This is the revenue though, this is
But
under
you
revenue.
got
It's
this
not
one
under
too, correct?
expenditures.
Revenue and expenditures
Yeah.
throughout
Yeah.
everything?
Insurance.
Yep. But if you
Should've
look,
gotten that
if you're
as well.
looking at this one here, the budget comparison,
Right.
okay, so yeah, this goes back to 2015, and we always have 20 grand on there for
Right.
revenue, not expenditure. And we also have it on here, both times it's revenue. And so it, like trustee Hacker said, if it's saying 20,000 consistently, it looks like we're.
No,
we're
I know
renting
what that's from.
something
It
else.
came in from general assistance.
Pardon me?
General assistance that came in from general assistance into town fund.
You're saying,
Oh, so it's something that somebody.
you're
gives
saying
us.
our rental income is really general assistance? I'm sorry.
No,
I didn't hear you.
that has come in from general assistance in the past. That's what that was coming in from.
Okay.
Oh, renting them the space, so then, okay.
No, I'm kind of, you're losing me. I don't understand what you're saying by that. So what I would like is, I understand.
I'll send it to you, exactly. I'll
Yeah,
send
and
it to the
I'd
board
like to
exactly
see-
what it comes into.
Yeah, I'd like to see where the sources are from
Yeah.
and how much every year.
Sure.
Because even though I see it's on the budget since 2015, I'd like to see what the actual is.
Says donations. I can give specifically exactly what donations it was from, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah.
And coast to coast is what?
That's the, medicine, the coast to coast medicine, Medicaid stuff. That it comes in through,
Medicine? I don't understand.
This is the pharmaceutical.
the pharmaceutical stuff, medicine.
You're talking about for the employees' health insurance plan or something, or what pharmaceutical?
No, it's for like the senior medicine Medicaid's coast to coast, general assistance stuff. It comes,
So we get $400 from them?
that's what it, yes. That's what it's been in the past. Okay. Tom? You have any questions?
No, not really, it's just, Well, I don't know, well. The discussion here, the assessor only, he raised his, like, only $7,000, right? Just only,
Yeah,
okay, so it's only $7,000.
I thought he said he wanted 100,000. He changes that much?
I don't think it was
No.
that.
no,
I forget the exact number he was looking for the increase in the levy, but that may be based on what we actually did with the levy, he might adjust it for the budget, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is only the $7,000, not the 100,000 that you mentioned the other day.
no.
Okay.
But other divisions on page 2.4, we need to adjust that, I believe. Under the town fund, maintenance of cemetery,
Okay, gotcha.
streetlights for the cemetery, 500, Raiju Page, 2,000. Waves, $46,000.
So when Supervisor Randy was here, and he said, oh, I hope you guys like bump up the ways, because they're doing 40 grand. Is there a way to find out how many of the Winfield Township, like how much of the services, like what percentage of the services are going to our people?
I've asked that question,
Well,
I haven't gotten an answer on that. To be honest with you, if you're looking at the budget, considering how much with the revenue and expenditures and what we're actually using, we've given them most for how long? If you're looking at how much we've actually spent and everything like that, if you're seeing that we're spending at least $200,000 every month on expenditures for us, for this township, just to run the building and lights and everything like that, paying paychecks and everything like that. I don't think we can give them 46,000 and make sure that if, God forbid, there's a car accident with the bus,
So you're saying lower that back to the 44?
a lot less than that.
Yeah, I had reached out to Wade multiple times when I was a trustee, to set up meetings, and they were very unresponsive.
Yeah.
I never actually got in there.
Yeah,
So,
There's a letter from Liz if you wanna, everything on here from Children's Center, alarm detection, I have a letter from everyone basically on here asking for something, except for obviously, Project Backpack and the Thanksgiving. Those are the two things that I've implemented here as Winfield Township to do for the community.
Okay, let me focus on here real quick. Because I
Go
already
ahead.
into the budget and I did this last year too, and I'm probably gonna do it again this year.
No, I got it.
Okay, so you're saying you don't feel comfortable with the 46, what do you feel comfortable at, 40? Yes, no?
Less, a lot less,
Oh, give us a number,
like 15 or 10.
how about 20? Can we do 20?
We can, I really would like to know the percentage of,
Okay, so if we put 20 there, right, so that gives us,
so,
not quite 10, so that will give us an extra 26,000, right?
Yeah.
All right, this is kind of like close. I'm gonna Midwest Shelter for the vets.
Yes.
There, I still think we're giving, if some of that could be put into that, even because I think last year, actually we dropped it last year.
yeah, it was 10.
We dropped it to 5.
We've only given 5.
Huh?
Only given 5.
That's what we
Donna
gave.
changed it at the last budget.
I'm telling you right now, we've only
Yeah, it
given
was
5.
20, 10, yeah,
You
we,
never made a payment?
We've only given 5.
from last year.
We've only given 5.
So we never paid the other $5,000 and we budgeted in 10 grand in there?
We could do another 5.
Whoa.
We still,
Yeah, I don't care. You guys okay with that?
yeah,
What's your question?
My question is okay, the supervisor wants to drop wages down to
Point is-
20,000, so we have an extra 26,000 already budgeted in, if
Yeah.
it's in here. So the Midwest Shelter for the vets,
Yeah,
okay, so we're only giving them 5,000, so if we take some of that 26, put it into there, an extra 5,
Yeah,
make that 10? Is that
I'm good
Is
with
that
that.
reasonable?
I'm good with that.
That's good.
okay?
And, you know, I have to say that if, people aren't gonna like it if you cut back the money, but you have to make them accountable. So if Waze doesn't wanna tell us like how many of our people that they're helping and everything, it's like, you know,
Also, I got a letter on February 1st from Winfield Park District asking for $3,000 to do for their, staffing expenses, for their, summer camp, for their seasons and stuff like that. So basically, for their, budgeting programs, for their, summer camps and stuff like that. We gave Warrenville Health and Wellness Fair, I have 2,500 on here. Healthy West Chicago, $5,000 they asked for. I just didn't get the letter from Winfield Park District until February 1st, until after.
The question is, so for like, for example, Warrenville Health and Wellness Fair, is that an expense to have a booth at that certain?
We always have a booth at their thing. It's like their senior fair and everything that they have for them. We always have a booth and we're always asked to be there. They're
Right.
just asking to actually be included in the whole,
they want the money to help
Because that-
sponsor.
That to me is like that runs into the whole intergovernmental.
Yeah, we're a taxing body giving money to
Right.
another taxing
Right, that
body.
was the whole
it's
issue
their 501c3, but yeah.
with the previous.
Which is the health and wellness fair?
Yeah, here's
We're giving
the,
the money to their 501c3, but it's still governmental.
Yeah.
here's the letter for that. So if you want to check it out. But the same thing goes for Waze then too.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Mhm.
And yes,
Yeah, that's.
per law, we are allowed to give money to other taxing bodies.
Mm-hmm.
What does Waze stand for? Isn't it Winfield too? I remember seeing the
Waze / Winfield Area Youth and Family Services.
because they sent the flyer out, and I thought it said Winfield.
Okay, so
Oh, Waze Winfield, okay, I gotcha.
my question is I know Claudia is doing like general assistance. Are there any services, I don't know how her day is, you know, like, you know, how busy she is. Are there any services that she could offer that Waze is also offering? Any counseling? I'm not, you know, I know they do counseling, I don't know what else they do.
Not out of GA funds.
No, I know that, but I'm just talking about, does she have like X number of hours in per week that she's able to duplicate some of the services that are offered by Waze? You know, maybe if she has a 50-hour week.
That's something
and
her and I
she's
have to
doing
talk about, and her and I can discuss.
Well,
Meeting her supervisor.
I understand that, but I'm talking about the budget here. So that's what I'm saying. So if we're, you know, cutting back some here, like on Waze and everything, is it something that we're able to do? I'm not, like I said, she might have 50 hours of work and doing it in 40 hours. Or she may have 30 hours of work in 40, I don't know. But my point is if, you know, is there, to see if there's any services that she could offer, and I'm looking at this as only as the budget. So that's something that we can.
Her budget is totally different than this budget.
Wait, but I think we're getting it, and I can agree. What is Waze giving, what are they providing us, what are they giving us, you know? Because if there is something that we can do ourselves, what are we paying them for? And if Mike, you said you've reached out to them, they don't answer. So, I mean, at one point, do we send a letter and just say, you know, you have until, name a date, you know, to provide us with this information, or we're not giving you another dime.
I would
That's a lot of
personally, in my position, I would cut them off
Yeah,
and say, there's been no response for years.
yeah,
The only thing we've received is a letter asking for more funds.
yeah.
If you'd like to start the process over again, you can. Next year, you can come at us, you can give us some of those numbers and decide where. you
They
wanna
sent
go.
us an
That's-
intergovernmental agreement asking us to sign an intergovernmental agreement for the $48,000.
But yeah, so, yeah, I'm not talking about GA funds. I'm talking about if she's got extra hours in her week instead of us giving the money to Wade,
Right.
she does this work that they're doing for us.
If we only knew
And
what
we
they
keep
were
the
doing.
money.
If we only knew what they.
But, yeah, we don't know what they're doing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do, but she's not, Claudia is not
She might not be a
into mental,
mental health.
she's not
Yeah,
into
I
mental
don't
health
know.
service, she's
I
not.
don't know what her.
I don't
her
think
background
that's
is.
really, I don't
qualified.
really think that's her point. I think her point is that, trustee Lucas's point, I think, is that if we don't know what Waze is doing for us.
Right.
What are we paying them for? That's a lot of money.
And that we may be able to offer.
Okay, just
Right.
take it all out of there. Use
Take it out. Take it out, that'll get their attention,
And you can use that 46 somewhere else up here where
That
it's.
should let us know the money's going real quick.
real quick,
Yeah.
yeah.
What is Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving was doing the Thanksgiving baskets for the, was
Yeah, Nicole did a bunch of
19.
baskets for
nineteen
Those are all
baskets for
baskets?
families, yes.
Yeah.
Can we put more money in that?
I
I mean, we got $46,000 now. I mean, if you're taking it out of there, we're only giving them
The
1,500.
15,000 is basically, I'm being honest with you, 15,000, the 1,500 was very, very generous on top of that.
Oh, okay, so we had left over from, okay.
Yeah,
Well-
that's plenty, I'll be honest with you, that.
If the ways was for the kids, then that's what it's for, right? Area youth. So then
It was
you
for,
can-
it's for
And split
everybody.
it among our 3 park districts if we're not, we shouldn't just take it away from the kids, we should give it to the kids somewhere else then, in our township. We should
And-
just take it away.
Part of it, we talked about the seniors, but we didn't have the seniors in the budget, so that could be part of that too.
Right? So if you're not gonna give them the 46, then split it between the 3 park districts that do youth programs.
Or hold
But
on
again,
to,
for what? You know, we don't know what, they were here last month and they had no answers to any questions. Nothing was decided. I have from 11 a.m. till 2:15 on Mondays and Wednesdays, and I have 3 days a week from,
That was for the
That's too-
seniors, so that.
okay,
so
so
it's
it's the same, this is gonna be the same, I would assume, for the kids. It's gonna be a
Oh, I
cobbled,
know,
you know, a
in summer you
cobbled
see them
together
everywhere,
mess
you
of.
see the kids everywhere.
I'm just
going
saying,
places
it's gonna be
in
a
summer.
cobbled together mess of different schedules at different places. And you talked about your people in Warrenville not driving to West Chicago or whatever. I'm across the street from Fermilab. I have 750 households that are west of Eola. You think they're driving to West Chicago to play bingo? Or to take their kids to a mom and tots class?
yeah, are you incorporated, are you part of like Aurora Park District?
Yes,
Okay,
we're
so,
City of Aurora.
okay. But there's a lot of people here too that are not under a city, so they can't go to like the West Chicago Park District or the Warrenville Park District. So that's another thing too. Although it doesn't have to be only unincorporated, but I do see your point.
Yeah, I'm saying, they're not driving, and they're not gonna take advantage of any of this. And you talked last month or the month before about making a decision not based on your opinion, but on your constituents.
Exactly, yeah,
That's what I'm saying, like, I live west of Eola. Do you know where that is?
I know, I canvassed her neighborhood.
Yeah, so do you think they're driving to West Chicago to play bingo or to take their kids to mom and tat's place? It's not happening.
So,
So
can
we're
I,
gonna just.
can I
take
add
it
this
out?
$3,000 for Winfield Park District or no?
So what,
For
so,
what?
I wouldn't.
No, for what?
Yeah. Why?
numbers.
yeah, we don't, yeah.
Okay, so the answer is no to this, so then am I taking off the Warrenville Health and Wellness Fair as well for the 250 or 2,500?
What do we do that with?
Yeah, we just have a booth, then people walk around, get like free pens and free.
Yeah, I don't know how much it really costs, would that be
Some
run up or
letters
cut
and-
back part of that? I know they have a lot of vendors there, I don't know what they ask for vendors to pay. So, if I wanna add,
I wanna know, like, if we're moving it, 50 vendors go in,
You know what, why don't we leave, it's the Warrenville Health and Wellness Fair,
for seniors, yes.
and let's keep that there. We may need that down the line, this is just my opinion, just leave it there.
So we're getting rid of one park district, keeping another park district.
Well,
Only
let's
West
say
Chicago,
exactly,
Where's
not one,
Winfield?
which one are we getting rid of, you're saying?
Winfield Park District.
So-
but the
Where
Winfield
is
Park
it?
District wanted a
Right.
summer camp.
They're not even on this.
They're not even on here.
I know they're not on there. The reason why they're not on there is because I got, it
Just got
just
the
came in.
Okay.
So they're asking for money for a summer camp? So what is that now?
The program budget It's for snacks provided for approximately 200 days, 200 day year, for the average of 20 participants per day.
Who are the participants? What, do they have an age group or anything?
How many
For
kids?
all the youth camps for the whole year,
What did they ask?
$3,000.
Let's put it in there. We just took from $46,000 out, let's replace, I mean, if this is for the kids and everything, and it's part of their township, I don't.
That's how I feel.
And if we need to, gotta do it for all three, all, whatever, then we do them all equal.
How much, Nicole?
It's $3,000.
So that's gonna be a whole new line on here, then, right, on somewhere down
Yes,
this.
it'd be a whole new line,
So Winfield, I'll put it under Thanksgiving.
645.
And then, what are we doing now?
It's number 645.
No, but how much?
Winfield Park District, $3,000.
And Warrenville staying the same, that Altamont is fair, we'll keep them there?
Yeah.
Okay,
And then Healthy West Chicago, $5,000.
you know, it's already in there, right?
It's already in there.
Okay. What about their park district?
And what is Healthy West Chicago?
It's a help in what you call it, it's they get the kids in the neighborhood, or not in the neighborhood, in the community, and they try to do healthy stuff to keep them motivated to do self walks with the mayor.
West
They
Chicago
do-
is
They put on a
apparently
5K, you know, so they wanna get everybody active.
So that means, okay, so we're given 8,000 for the West Chicago. kids.
5,000.
Right.
No, we're given 3 for the camp.
Winfield,
Oh, that's the Winfield. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Got it. So I just want to say something, because trustee-elect, I'm sure it was hard to follow because you were on the phone yesterday, last meeting. So when we're talking about, like you said, cobble different things together, it actually, I think it went smoother than your perception, because you know, what this was is more like, well, what if we, people who just said this is what they're currently doing. And it was more of an idea thing. It was more of a brainstorming. So that's why we were saying something about, well, if you're gonna add one more day of seniors, what will it cost you to add more one day? Or if you're gonna add one more activity. So that's why it sounded piecemeal, because we were just throwing ideas out.
Can we talk about that later? Because
Yeah,
trust me, a
that's-
lot more
That's part
stuff.
of the budget.
yeah.
No, it's not part of the
Yeah,
budget,
no,
because
no.
trust me,
Yeah.
it's not part of the budget, it's
Yeah.
gonna be part of the meeting,
Yeah,
because a lot more stuff is influenced from them.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
You
fine.
don't
I
have
was just
any idea
thinking,
what's happening.
that's true, but I was just thinking if we had $46,000, we may have to allow part of that money for the park district, for the senior things. Okay.
So what's this? the
Maybe
children's
not this
center?
next year, maybe 2 years from now.
Okay.
Children's center.
Children's Center is something that we give to on a regular, yearly basis. I have it here. We normally give them $2,000 every year for the Children's Center.
where is it?
It's right here.
No,
No,
where is
no,
it?
where,
Where is the
Maybe-
children's center at?
DuPage County Children's Center. It's off of County Farm Road in Wheaton.
Is that that new building they built, it's a transition to, it's on, I think it's on,
It's the crime, it's the
it's
one.
on the west side of the road.
So it's the DuPage County Children's Center,
Mhm.
and
It's the one where they
Winfield
have-
Township is giving money to DuPage County, which,
Is it
No.
run by
That's
the
a lot of
county, or
money.
is that just the name?
It's the
It's
one
run by
where
the
we
county?
help, basically children that are hurt, abused,
Yeah, but who's running it? Is the county running it, or is it just the name?
DuPage County Children's Center. So DuPage
So
County,
they have all the townships
Yeah.
donate?
correct.
Okay, that makes sense.
Winfield, we had a total of 0 cases for this last, whatever, I'm just letting you know, but West Chicago,
so the taxpayers
Winfield
paying
had 0.
taxes to DuPage County, and they're
Winfield
paying
had-
taxes to Winfield Township, and the taxes they're paying to Winfield Township, we're giving to DuPage County.
Warrenville had 3 cases, West Chicago had 8 cases, Winfield had
Is
0.
that right?
Aurora, let me see how many Aurora had.
So, wait a minute. you
Well, West
only had-
Chicago is us though, because we're Winfield Township.
Correct.
How many did West Chicago have?
Aurora
8.
had 14 cases. Type of abuse, sexual abuse, physical abuse, witness to violence, ages of victim is 0 through 13 and over. I have case management if you'd like. to
So all
know.
the townships are putting in the same, or is it by?
It
per
goes
capita?
by case by jurisdiction. It says by year by city.
No, I mean the dollar amount. Do all the townships in DuPage County take in the same?
I don't know.
let me ask, how many other, budget meetings do we have?
This is the one.
Oh, I think we need more information just to make decisions, because there's a lot of I don't knows.
This is the one.
I mean, when do we have to go to pass the budget? That's by law.
I can't on that book.
Next.
April.
Yeah.
April.
So I think we could always have another budget meeting. I'm not opposed to that, just, to get more information.
So tentatively, are we gonna leave it there? What's the consensus? Yes, no?
For what?
The children's center.
It's kids.
Yeah. Well, if,
Yeah, but if
I understand what you're
you're
saying.
paying
I
money to
understand what
DuPage,
you're
you're paying money on your tax bill to DuPage County, and you're paying money on your tax bill to Winfield Township. And then the money that you're paying to Winfield Township, they're giving it to DuPage County.
You're getting
We're giving it.
taxed twice on this.
Are they giving it to the county or are they giving it to the center? Or is it
It's
two different,
DuPage
is it
County
the same?
Center.
If DuPage County's running it, it's one of the county.
Yeah.
So let's put a question mark there, and come back, if we gotta meet next month, we can, right? Because we have till April.
So the same thing, maybe we should look at that, even though you've got the total at like 14 in Aurora, we just have a small section of Aurora. So maybe we need to see how many from our township are going there. And the same thing, what the other townships.
I don't think there's any way we can see it, because the children, I think, honest to God, that it's gonna be a confidential kind of thing.
But, that you can get
I'm more
statistics, we're not
interested in
asking for names and cases.
Judy, I'm more interested in this, if like Addison's doing 2, Bloomington doing 2, everybody's doing 2, and we're doing 0, then.
Well, and that's what I
Which
want
one
to
are you looking at?
know, we have a lot less people too than the other
Yes,
townships.
yes, we're the
Right.
smallest township in DuPage County. We're never gonna be Wayne Township,
Right.
no matter how much you wanna wish that.
What do you
So,
looking
never
at?
gonna happen.
that's why I think we need to know more, like how many of our people are being serviced and, how much of the other townships.
Sean, what are you looking at?
This thing here you gave me with all the elected officials, so.
I gave you this worksheet specifically, just so you know that we can't be changing our salaries under personnel on the very first page.
No, I was just listing off the townships, all right? So,
Oh, yeah,
if York is given 2,
Yeah.
Wayne's given
Right.
2, Naperville's given 2, Milton's given 2,
Yeah.
Lyle's given 2,
Right.
Downers Grove given 2, and I think that we should carry our
But
own water too.
If that's all wrong, we should just be wrong too.
I'm not saying that, I don't know what the
I
agreement was
am. I'm
before.
asking
But,
that, I'm asking that.
You're looking at two things. You're looking at, one, we have a less population.
This has
plus
been
our
going on
houses
for how
aren't
long?
as high value as Naperville. So you're looking at a couple of different things. You're looking at, they have higher tax base because they've got more people and their houses are more expensive. So, I think, that's why I just have
So
one.
then we've been wrong since 2015.
Wouldn't surprise me, was it surprise you about government?
So
I
I'm just
mean,
saying, I
I'm
don't wanna
just
pull
saying,
the rug out.
is that a shocker? It's not shocking.
Because it was 3,000, 3,000, 3,000, 3,000, 3,000.
Let's get clarification, is the money going to DuPage County, or is that, like you said, just the name? Because there's a lot of things that are
You got
named
DuPage
DuPage County.
County waste,
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are named DuPage, let's just make sure where the money is, they're actually going to DuPage County, because that seems ridiculous to me. You're paying taxes to
no, it's going to the
Winfield.
children's center.
Right, we know that, but is it being run, but I think maybe.
Is it operated
Is it run
by
by
Is it
DuPage?
run by DuPage County or is it?
Yeah,
Right.
it's,
It's a separate entity.
that's in their budget, where they budget for $80,000 a year or whatever to run it. And then,
Got it.
you take that 2 minutes, get another place you can put it.
But then same thing then goes for DuPage County Senior Center Council for 2,000 as well?
Yeah, in my opinion, yes.
Got it.
We're gonna pay 2,000 for that, and then people wanna spend more money to either to give it to Wayne Township or to give it to park districts for seniors.
Yeah.
So we need clarification on
Your
that
seniors
too,
can go to
because I-
Warrenville, my
I
seniors
think
can go
that
to
would
Aurora
be-
Park District, your seniors, I don't get why we're in the middle of all that.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that. It just because this is the way they've always done it, but
Right.
nobody's questioned it,
Next page.
It's our job.
So we'll use sustained contingencies, access to page, citizens, so pretty much all that, pretty much is the same.
What is the Citizen Corp?
That's
CERT,
Yeah, okay.
what is it?
CERT,
you know,
That-
I think
that's
like a
good.
hurricane or not
Yeah,
hurricane, a
that's good.
tornado.
If a hurricane
Yeah.
happened, we'd all need them, no way.
It looked like a hurricane.
My brother lives downstate Illinois, they had a hurricane.
Yeah.
Because a hurricane is just the wind speed.
You're right,
Oh, okay.
you're right.
Yeah, backpack, back to school,
I was
that's,
like, what?
we're going for that.
That's in house.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's,
yeah,
We
we're
do
doing
have
that,
Aurora,
so-
gives them away free, so, I don't know,
So we're-
Neither here nor there, but-
Well, somebody has to pay for them. though.
I know, what I'm
Somebody
saying is,
donates them.
I mean, what I'm saying is, I'm paying it in my Aurora taxes, so, for Aurora, but whatever.
If we go on page 5, pretty much, that's pretty much all stays the same, right?
I'm sorry, you're
I'm
on a
on
different, you're on a
different
different
yeah,
page.
I'm on the good one.
You're
I'm
on
on the
the,
good
what
one.
is
It's a lot easier
comparison
to
one?
follow than this one.
You're on the senior bus.
So let me ask that, I see maintenance for the cemetery and I know there's lawn care and everything. Do we have employees that do that? I understand we have to put their salary under a certain budget, but are there, our people or do we,
The landscape Citars
Yeah.
is the one that does that, and their landscaping contract is gonna be coming up here in March.
who's it?
Citars is
Citars.
Citars,
Is that?
SITARZ, that's who
Yeah.
does all the landscaping.
the landscaping here.
Okay, and they
The
also do
building as
the cemetery and everything? Okay. And,
I have gone out for bid, but they've been
yeah, but I mean,
Lowest
is it
to the
something
low.
that we, so we don't, it's not something that we wanna employ one of our own people to do or anything?
They don't have
You
time
wanna
to
do
do it.
it? I take your lawnmower out there.
I only have 3 employees, and
No,
that's
who's
Dina,
doing it?
Steve,
No.
and Claudia.
It's gonna cost a lot more money.
No, I think she's probably
That's-
thinking like the rollers.
Yeah, I mean, the
That's
rest
John,
of it-
those are John
That's not our
employees.
choice.
No,
That's their-
I know.
I understand that, but I mean, if that we can always transfer money to it, you know what I mean? There's a lot of,
No,
you know,
no.
I'm.
So I understand the thought process.
No, I get, yeah, I understand that,
I'm
but
just trying to figure out how we can, you know, save a couple bucks.
Get a cheaper
Nothing wrong with
contractor.
that. Yeah,
That's all. If it goes
Well,
out to
it's
bid and
coming
if
up,
it-
it's coming up in March,
Yeah,
so
they're
that's,
gonna-
again, that's, we're not talking about that now,
Right.
when it comes up, we'll talk about it.
I'll discuss with John tonight, I can ask, that's all I can do.
But he was talking about mowing contracts for the county anyways.
I actually spoke to him about it a few years ago, back when I was a trustee. And when we were discussing the numbers and the hourly wages for his employees, the work of the trucks, the mowers, all that kind of stuff, adding that to the different routes that they're already doing, you're not saving any money. It's probably gonna be a little bit more expensive. So that might have changed. I don't know. If you wanna ask him. But at that time, which was I think 2017 or 18, it was expensive, so.
It's the last one.
I just wondering, on
Yeah.
page 5 on this one here, on contract for fuel.
Your voice on something different.
Oh, I'm just on this one, it's really easy to make on this one.
Yes,
Okay, contract load of bus, see where we got fuel for $5,000.
because I don't know what it's gonna be.
That's what I was wondering if we should raise that.
And there's no way it's gonna be less than,
No,
Then it was
that's
in
what I mean, that's what I.
yeah, I think it costs
I
you
mean,
like
should we add another
$3.50.
$3,000 onto that? We don't know what fuel's gonna cost.
Right,
I mean, if we use it, we use it, if we don't, all right,
Right.
but we're covered. And
Yeah.
we just got rid of, we got all this,
I'd rather just keep it the same, and
okay,
I asked John, I talked to John about it too,
Okay.
before I even put that number on there, because I trust me,
Okay.
I really used the revenue and expense report too, when I was looking at this. Hold on. Doing the budget.
I mean, I've been saying this for going on 5 years now. I still wanna know, it's a lot of money for this senior bus, and I know we get statistics every time, how many riders there are. What is this costing us per ride, per person? That's gonna be a very high amount.
I
It's-
agree.
It's really,
The seniors need rides, okay? But what are we giving them that Ride DuPage
Right,
can't give them?
right.
Service.
More personal service, better
It's a
service.
little bit
Yeah,
more
but I mean-
personal, but
But they're
it's,
still getting the ride.
yeah,
No,
and
they're
it's not,
not.
and it's not
No, they're
better,
not.
and it's not
You
better,
listen to
because
her reports, they're getting 2 a month.
Well, that's because our service is here.
Yeah, and then our,
If
they're
our
using
service
our
wasn't
if
here,
our
service.
every
service
single
wasn't
one
here,
of
they'd
them
be
would
using the
Yeah, that's what I'm
Ride
saying.
DuPage.
They
But
can
have you
still-
guys listened to anything that Ride DuPage has been doing? They skip out on rides, they're 2.5 hours late on an average. The,
Okay, but our bus would only take you within Winfield Township.
Well, she
And
modified
I don't
it.
really think
I
it's
have
2.5
mine.
hours on a ride on average.
No.
I think that would be the exception.
They go out of Winfield Township.
Yeah. Ride
They
DuPage will
over
go
to the
anywhere.
medical, They go to the county, they go to the medical
I
complex.
think this is another service that we're, typical, it's duplicating government services. It's a real cost to
Yeah.
this township
It's a
that I
service,
have questioned is going on now 5 years.
but it's a service we give to the
For how
seniors.
many again, what is it costing us? $50 a ride? You know, we've never really had an answer to that question.
Right.
How many riders are there per month? How much of it, the bus costs $65,000 a year to operate it?
Right, and I brought up last year, just in the summertime, like, have you thought about dropping this down to age 50 for people to start needing the knees and hips? And you just said, that's me, that's up to me. And you've never said anything about it. So I'm also in the same agreement. What are we doing that Ride DuPage can't?
Nothing.
That's a lot of money.
Nothing.
Yeah, you're paying the bus, you're paying all the upkeep, you're paying the salary. That's a lot of money.
Well, it's
But
half
I
what it
think
was.
you're offering
a
us.
while ago.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's half what it was in 2015.
That's just a budgeted number.
That's just, yeah.
That was when I came in 2017, looked at the numbers, it's ridiculous,
If-
not even close.
Yeah, if people didn't have that, that would be different. If we didn't have the bus.
Right.
But I'm all for giving, seniors, helping them out as much as they can, helping out the kids, helping out, all this. But again, if it's duplicate services, we're not offering anything that they can't get through the county. We're charging everybody, on their tax bill for a $50 ride.
Exactly.
Like how many,
And I've said this before too.
so
I've been in
you're
my
for getting rid
neighborhood-
of the bus then?
no, I want accountability. I want to know how many rides, every single month, how many rides and how much that cost us. And I'd like the price per ride, and then I'd like to make an informed decision. I don't want to just say yes or no without.
You just go back through the actual reports for the past 5 years or so and see how many rides, and if the number was 100,000 and there was 50,000 rides, it's $2 a ride, And
Yeah.
just find out what the average is over the past 5 years and see, that way we have a base to start the conversation of a feasibility study. Because it's not something I wouldn't touch it on this budget cycle. Start the feasibility cycle, feasibility study, and then if necessary, if that's a decision the board wants to make, then you look at that then. But I would say hold off on that right now. Leave it as is. Don't touch it.
But we definitely need more information. It's kind of like what we said to Waze, it's like if we've been asking you along and you're not telling us, it's kind of like, well, if we're not going to get the information on the bus, we need the information.
And I mean, this is just anecdotal, but I've been in my subdivision almost 30 years. Many of those years I didn't work, I was a stay-at-home mom. Many of those years I worked from home. I'm retired now. I've never, ever seen that township bus in my subdivision. Again, it's anecdotal, there's no facts, I don't have
You
a
want
driver
5 years
license.
back? How many years back do you want it?
Maybe the last 5 years, that's good. Like how many rides
That's enough.
each year and then,
Yeah, you can't do the last 2 because of COVID. That'd be
right, I wouldn't
costly.
even, and I wouldn't even do the average for 5. I'd like to see like the total number of rides for the last 5 and the total expenses. And then figure it out, because anything with the pandemic can kind of skew numbers.
Yeah, I would just use those as outliers if they are. You always take your highest and lowest number out of your average.
Yeah. So,
All right, I'm with you, Dan. Page 6.
So 6. Travel training, it's only $100, huh? Travel training. I guess it's all online now, huh? all the travel and the training, or the postage, training company. Can't keep going.
You cool with that?
As far as work clerk, I would say minimal, absolute minimum. There's really nothing I need. The only thing I would say is just maybe keeping it as an overflow in case there was some drastic pricing differences or whatnot. We need to move that money over from that account, charge it to the clerk's account, but yeah, I don't need anything. Make my budget zero.
Okay.
Fine.
You just told me to do this. Did you really?
Fine, I have no problem with it.
Okay.
Good?
All those membership dues for all those things we go to. Or, I saw.
That was increased. I did increase dues because
You did increase it?
I did increase dues to 7,000, from 5,000.
A quick question here, on our general assistance or wherever it would be, do we have a line here someplace, do we donate over here to the, in Warrenville, all the food pantries?
No,
Is that on?
it has to be a new town fund if you do it,
It'll be under the, okay, so we make, okay.
and it was removed.
It
Because
was
no food pantries asked for anything. Like I said, if anyone asked for any money, any 501c3s, I wanted a letter. No one asked for anything. And I asked about it. No one gave me a letter, no one gets that money.
So do we wanna put it on here someplace just so if we get a letter 3 months from now? I'm just asking, I mean, that's gonna,
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
I mean, I don't know where we could put it. That's my question, that's my.
What do you want, you,
I don't
I
know,
can make a line,
would it go under general,
it would be
GA?
under other divisions, where we were at 646. We can make a,
like a kitty?
miscellaneous section.
Well, I mean, well,
Or, I mean, I could do a food banks, I could do food
yeah,
bank
because you got
section,
3 food banks,
Yeah.
right?
food bank.
How much, what do we wanna put in there?
I don't know, when I was there, she didn't have any pens to write with, so.
She has pens now.
I was like, it was horrible. And then somebody came there looking for aspirin and she was pretty sad that she didn't have any to give them that either, so.
Throw on a number.
Not giving drugs, sorry.
Can you give drugs?
I don't know.
I didn't give drugs because I didn't wanna say to Winfield Township because getting sick over, I didn't wanna, exactly, that's exactly why I didn't give drugs.
Well, I think it was an older lady, probably had
I-
arthritis or something along there.
Right.
It doesn't matter, you can't.
I understand. It was,
What's, how much?
10,000?
Yeah. I was thinking somewhere between 8 and 12, so 10 is right in there.
10,000.
what are you calling that, food
10,000.
bank or something?
Food bank, yeah.
Yeah, access in case, it's, I mean, it's there if we get a request, say, hey, or next winter or something.
Okay, so I just wanna go over this real quick here. I removed waste altogether. Children's Center as well as the DuPage County Senior Center, or Senior Citizen Council, I'm gonna check those, okay? See if it is giving to DuPage County, and then if it is, get back to you guys. Midwest Shelter for,
thinks that's weird that the doors open?
no, because it's 6:49.
Oh, okay, all right.
Midwest Shelter for Homeless Veterans, increase it by 10,000.
It's not weird at all, it's not weird, it's John.
Winfield Park District, 3,000. Food bank adds to 10,000. That's what I have so far, increasing. Senior bus needs reports for the last 5 years, expenses as well as what we're.
So we don't do West Chicago Park.
I have it then down here as Happy West Chicago. That's
That's
what
the park district.
So for budget purposes, we should be getting money from the county on the new infrastructure bill that was just passed. And I don't know the details. Have you gotten any information from the county? I think it's like infrastructure and building maintenance or something. I don't, so part of that, of course.
You talking about the ARCA?
ARCA?
Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know.
That'd be a total, like, same like CARES Act funds, but ARCA funds?
Yeah.
That's a totally separate intergovernmental agreement, totally separate.
No, I understand, but I didn't know if that's.
Well, because
if
we
it's
don't have a
anything-
line
We're
item.
still working on the details.
They are, okay.
Because we don't have a line item for.
That, I would have to put, actual, like, line item,
Or grants, or what do you wanna call it?
I mean, yeah, because, right,
it would be under revenues, and then I would be like,
Thank you.
just like you've got donations somewhere,
Right.
it would be a line like that.
under revenues, it'd be a line item under revenues.
And expended, but if we haven't gotten anything from it.
So if I throw this out there, we do want Chicago Park District, we're doing all the other ones.
To ask them for something?
No. Put it in there, they ask us this kind of thing. And they get
So it's
3,000 just like
647,
we do. Yeah, they get, or 6,556, yeah, whichever number.
so what Chicago Park District?
Same as Winfield.
I mean, why not add your Aurora Park?
At this
And
point,
it's so
yeah,
Go ahead.
crazy, this is so crazy,
Yeah,
that we're
go
giving
ahead.
money to park districts, but why not add Aurora, which is big enough to eat all these little park districts, but sure, let's give them money.
Well, we're not giving them money, it's there in case they come and ask,
Yeah,
it's, put them on. I mean, we just read out 46 being again.
but that's the point, I mean, the fact that just because we have it,
right.
just because we
But
have it
even if
doesn't
you
mean we get it.
subtract- even
So
if
my
you
question to you is,
subtract all of that
my
stuff.
question to you is not specifically, if it's in there and we don't have enough money to pay your paycheck,
Yeah,
who do we do, what do we do?
my personal opinion on that,
Yes,
I really don't care. That's just my opinion.
but by law, I have to pay your paycheck.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's not,
well, you just budgeted it in there, I mean, and that's just my opinion, I don't care. To be honest with you, I think we're
It's
okay
in
as it is.
It's in the budget, but you understand where I'm
I
coming
know
from?
where you're coming from.
You guys are the board and you want me to put this in the budget.
Yeah.
You guys have to pass it, but you guys are the ones that are approving the bills. You guys are the ones that are approving this budget.
I don't wanna give any park districts any money, so.
Yeah,
I'll put it in there, and they'll be in the budget, like, but I'm just saying, like, you guys are the ones that are ultimately doing
They
it.
have their own levies,
But it's
they're
right.
raising
They
their
do
own
have their own
taxes.
levies,
Why are we
right.
giving them money?
that's kind of, I'm in agreement with trustee elect now. These are all taxing bodies and I don't know why we're giving them money. And just because we've done this every year.
Take
is-
645 out of there?
We haven't done this every year.
No,
I'm telling you that right
so then
now.
take them all out of there then, all the Winfield, whatever, all of them, take them all out of there, that's what we want to do.
Like I said, this is, if we're gonna get crazy, let's give Aurora money, how ridiculous, the second largest city in Illinois. And little teeny tiny Winfield Township is gonna give them money, that's insane.
I do have one other question here before we do anything here. Our legal services, we got 50 grand in there.
Negative.
Huh? We
Negative.
got budgeted 50 for that.
I did, didn't I? I must have, because then legal services, let's look at,
I thought it was 115 last year.
it was one something.
115 an hour.
You dropped it 60
Yeah.
grand.
Because if you look at legal services on our revenue and expenditures, right now we have spent $47,599.
But that's from last January, just when all that.
It's not an election year
court-
coming up. Let's put it that way. There's no,
There's all that,
Correct.
that was all objection stuff.
Right, but
Yeah.
that's what I
That's
base it
gone.
off,
Yeah.
that's what I'm
Right,
telling you
right,
right now,
right.
that's what I base it off.
Oh, no, I think that's a good number.
I'm telling you that's what I base it off, is it okay? Did you wanna reduce it?
No, you
No.
there.
No.
I mean, you never know how many more tax
No,
objections.
no, right, exactly.
Okay. So what am I just wanna clarify real quick, because we still have 5 minutes here, so what am I doing here, am I keeping these park districts, or am I not? Am I keeping Healthy West Chicago at $5,000, yes or no?
Yes.
Am I keeping, Warrensville Health and Wellness Fair at $2,500?
That was it.
Am I keeping Winfield Park District at $3,000?
That's what you guys gotta decide.
I say no to all of them. I'm sorry, if you're gonna say no to Winfield, you have to say no to West Chicago
Exactly.
Yeah,
Warren.
and Warrenville.
Park district, yeah.
I
They're
agree.
park districts, they have their own levies, they're taxing on your tax bill, not mine,
Right.
no, they're double taxing people, I don't go for it.
So go to Healthy West Chicago as well as.
No, Healthy West Chicago stays on there, that's not a park district. That's not a park district program. It's not a park district
Is it
program.
run by the city?
It's
Of
the
Washington?
city
It's
and
a
individuals.
Separate 501c3.
Yeah, it's not a park district. It's not
I
a
mean,
park
again,
district program.
the West Chicago is charging you taxes.
Right.
It's
So
not,
why
It's
are we
different, it's
giving-
different.
it's not the
It's
city of
shared.
West Chicago, that's the whole thing, it says Healthy West Chicago, but it's
But it only,
not a park district thing.
And this might be an unpopular opinion, but I would just scrap almost all of it and start fresh.
Yep.
And say, you know what, let's take this 100,000 that we've got, or 150,000 going all these different places, and let's put it to different places that this board thinks the taxpayers' money should be going to.
yeah, because
I agree.
that's only helping the people in that one town. Well,
Right.
it's great, it's not helping the
Right.
kids in the whole township. So
Right.
it's, you know, everybody, no matter what town they live in, are giving money for it. And I don't think that's right.
So I agree, take out all the park districts. Take out Winfield, take out West Chicago, Warrenville.
And even that's not a park district, it only goes to those kids.
That's right.
So I
Well,
kinda
maybe the other
like-
scenario too, leave them in there and we gotta vote on
Yeah, that's fair.
it, leave them in there
Yeah.
and vote on it.
All right. Got plenty of things to work on. To work on that. Does anyone have any further questions in the last 3 minutes?
So the Healthy West Chicago thing is like,
Here, I'll let
Anybody
you
can
read
go-
the
yeah,
letter
yeah.
okay,
too, if you want to. and-
I think I understand it,
Okay.
I think I understand.
Anyone have any questions on general assistance that's in here? No? Okay.
So I just wanna say, like, for the homeless vet, I think that's great, because it'll help any of the vets in our Canterbury Township. It's not specific just to one town, and they're not a taxing body. So something like that everybody can take care of, take part in, I'm for.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by trustee Alekna, seconded by trustee Volk. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Against, say nay. Motion passes at 6:57 PM.
I only have 2 minutes.
Run, Bird!
How's it going?
Living the dream, boy.
I hear you.
How's it going, John?
Good, you said we healthy in the house this week, this month.
Yeah.